guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys joining me for my first practice day report here at Lake of the Ozarks. Got our first Toyota Series Plains Division coming up this Thursday, day after tomorrow, and going to give you guys a rundown how my day went today on the lake. Beautiful day out here today, even though at least half the lake's still frozen over, but I'm out here. I've just got a sweatshirt on. It's pretty comfortable now, so imagine this ice is going to be melting off within the next day or so. But anyway, we'll get into my report here in today's video. Also, guys, before we get started, I just wanted to give you all a quick reminder. You probably heard me talking about it, but Tackle Warehouse has got a really big spring fishing sale going on right now. 25% off about anything on the website there. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. If you guys would like to order some tackle and use that link, it's a good way to sport intuitive angling here. So much appreciated there. Okay, guys, another short practice. Like I said, today was my first practice day. Yesterday, Kim had a little surgery done, so I didn't get a practice. So I'm only going to get a day and a half of practice in this tournament. I didn't get up on the lake this morning until probably 10 o'clock. I had to drop Elijah off at school and then drove up here to the lake for that. But all I'd heard for the last couple days is, number one, people couldn't find a place to fish because it was froze over. And if you saw the intro of my video, that was my first place this morning, and you saw how iced over it was. So a lot of people are having problems, getting to the bank or even getting into anywhere just to fish. So it's going to be interesting because this tournament whoever does well in this tournament is going to figure them out in the tournament, because there's half of the water right now of the good water that you can't even fish. It's frozen over. So I look for that to be thawing out a little bit more day after day. But anyway, guys, everybody I talked to, it's like I'd heard about probably a dozen people posting social media, all this. I didn't hear anyone catch a fish. Everybody was talking about how brutal it is up here. And it is. It's pretty tough. I don't know if you can see it, guys, there, but see all those dead shad? Major shad kill going on right now on the lake. Major. And anytime you have a shad kill, that definitely toughens things up. So anyway, started out, guys, in the place where you guys saw me with the ice in there, and I fished in there probably half the day and never had a bite. And loaded up the boat, ran to a different part of the lake, and had about probably 2 or 3 hours to fish, and wound up catching 3 keepers, which I guess is pretty good considering. Had one decent one, and other 2 were just keepers. And it's no secret, guys, I caught them on a jerk bait. I'll link the jerk bait that I caught them on if you guys are interested in my Tackle Warehouse description in this video. If you guys want to see the jerk bait I caught them on, it's probably one you haven't fished very much before. But anyway, there's no sense trying to hide it, because this tournament will get won either on a jerk bait, a Alabama rig, or a cheater box forward-facing sonar minnow. One of the 3 is going to win this tournament. And for me, if I'm going to win it, it's probably going to have to be on a jerk bait, fishing shallower than most people. But anyway, the thing about this is, like, there is a lot of fish right now that are super deep, and you can see them even on a 2D sonar. Most of the bait fish is pretty deep, but the problem you have is, one of the reasons the fishing's so tough on the lake right now is the bass. They're full. They've been gorging themselves on these dead shad that are really easy meals. They don't have to chase them. All they have to do is run up and just, not even run up, they just have to swim up slow and just open their mouth and suck them in, because you got a lot of dead ones on the surface that, like, the birds are getting. But then if you look in the water, there's a lot of them that are on their way out. They're sinking, they're barely moving like that. So anytime that you have a shad kill, the fishing is always a little bit tougher. Now, this tournament, guys, it is going to be interesting in the fact that we have got a major warming trend going on right now. It was brutal cold here last week. It was like below zero. Whole lake was pretty much iced over, and we've got a major warming trend right now. Temperatures in the 50s, lower 60s. So that's going to change things. The only thing about it is, a lot of people think in the pre-spawn, when you start getting warm days like this, that all of a sudden the fish are just going to fire up and, get shallow and start biting. That's not the way it happens. It's a slow process. And matter of fact, this time of year, I can tell you one thing that I have seen in my own fishing is that when you get a nice spell like this, where it's just beautiful out, there's no wind, if the water temperature is really cold like it is right now, it's in the upper 30s, the fish do not react to what you think they would. Like right now, it's warm, it feels good, feels like the fish should be biting, but the water's super cold, and those fish, this is going to be a tough tournament. I'm telling you right now, this tournament is not going to be a slugfest by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be probably one of the toughest Lake of the Ozarks tournaments we've ever had, starting the year out for the pre-spawn. But anyway, guys, even though I caught 3 today, that I'm not excited about that, because I know what this lake's got in it. This lake's got quality fish. So tomorrow I'm going to go to a different end of the lake. I'm only going to have probably half a day to practice tomorrow. I won't get up here again till 10 o'clock after I have to drop Elijah off at school. But I'm gonna basically switch up areas of the lake and try to get into some different water clarity, and sort of get a feel for how much of the shallower stuff is beginning to thaw out. Another thing about that is if the water had more color to it, I think that there could possibly be a shallow bite going on, even as cold as the water is. That's typical this time of year. But the problem is the water is pretty clear. Even in the areas that are traditionally have off-colored water in them, it's a little bit too clear, in my opinion, to catch these fish shallow in less than 5 foot of water, because a lot of times you can slow roll a spinnerbait or throw a crankbait up shallow in some off-colored water and catch them, but it's just a little too clear. And so those fish are not up there yet. These fish right now, I think a lot of them are just roaming out there. I see a lot of shad flickering out in the middle of the lake. I'm sure that the spotlighters are gonna do really well in this tournament, relatively speaking to everybody else. But nevertheless, there's always a window of opportunity to catch some fish shallow, even in a big, spotlighting event like this is probably going to be. So I don't know, it's just another one of those deals. It's just like you have to fish the conditions. That's what's so great about bass fishing. It's like it's different every time. And I'm going to go out tomorrow, and like I said, I'm pretty much committed to fishing a jerkbait in this tournament. That's my strength. I just have to figure out, where the best place to throw it is, and the depth of the fish that are in, and the best color and profile. And if I can just get locked in on that a little bit better, I can have a pretty decent tournament here. But it's going to be a pretty low weight tournament, I think. So anyway, guys, much appreciated y'all tuning in. I'll give you guys my second day practice report tomorrow, and maybe by the end of the tournament you can learn something about what to do or what not to do based upon how I do in the tournament. So we'll talk to you guys later. See you.